Yes, sorry. I know I'm late. I'm very late. I had to deal with something right when I sat down, so I apologize. I'm like 5 minutes late, 7 minutes late. I feel terrible. Very sorry. But I had started the stream, was getting a couple things done real quick, and then got called away for just a couple minutes. I'm here. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. Welcome to live stream number 111. I'll stop there. 111, live stream coffee and a camera. Let's see who's here. First and foremost, Radios is here. Bruh. Number one. Look at Whoop Whoop Mysterious. Hello, Cecil DeVille. How are you, my friend? Matthew's here. Hola. There's Mike. Hola, Mike. Hey, Jim's here. Jim Cahill. How are you, buddy? Barry is here. Hi, hi all from Fort Lauderdale at a belated Christmas party. Well, then, have Merry Christmas. Fifth? Oh, you were fifth? Okay, let's see where you were. Radio's Mysterious, Cecil, Matthew, Mike. You were fifth. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Barry. Oh, but I only got those Whitnauer lenses to work with. Wait, did you get something? I missed it. I don't see that you got something. Hey, Jeffrey's here. How are you, buddy? I got a new Super 8 camera. It had some battery compartment challenge, cleaned it up, new batteries, pulled the trigger, worked. Yes, then you cried, I give up. LOL. Hey, if it worked, then, no reason for tears. Hey, there's Super Cine. How are you, buddy, from the UK? I have a film I'm going to show in a little bit, and I may need your help, Super Cine, because, well, you'll see. I just want to get some identification, some clarification on where it's at. I think I know, but just wanted some clarification, and I think you might be able to help. But you finally saw my broken Zenit quartz battery holder. I know. Those are hard to find. Here's the funny thing, Radios. I have two of those cameras, and one of them has the broken, it won't stay in, the meter battery holder. It slides in and just falls out because the snap is broken. They break pretty easy. So I only have one. I don't know. You might be able to tape it in. 3 minutes late. Yeah, Jeffrey, Hey, Jason. Hey, Mike. I got to see the Monster Jam in Tacoma yesterday. The event went quite poorly. Whoa. I've never been to one. They do them here locally. We had this big ocean center, convention center in Daytona. And I haven't been to them, but I've heard that they're really, really loud. Like earplug loud. Hit like on the way in, folks. Thank you, Mike. Yes, hit the like button, guys, if you don't mind. And I'm sorry again for being late. I know I'm always a couple minutes late, but never 7. So it was, yeah, I had to take care of something quick. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm pulling something up real quick here. All right, there we go. Is that right? Yeah. La-da-dee-dee-da. Hey, Lyndon, how are you? Glad I finally joined the group. I know, Radios is finally in the Facebook group, the Filmboy24 Facebook group. It's good to see you in there. Is Piper holding Mike? Yeah, I know. Hard to pick a coffee sometimes. Hey, Lyle. You guys are going to get on me about it. Yeah. I did take some pictures, Cecil, with that Elmo album a couple days ago. With my wife, we were out and about, and I did take some photos. He thinks he's drinking the fixer again. Hey, Lime. Fixer. What's your new find? 11-1. What is your new find, Radios? I have a new thing I want to show you guys. Yeah, Super Sydney, keep an eye out. For every minute late, 1/2 an hour. So that's 3.5 hours added to the already probably hour and a half. So this is going to be a 5-hour stream. I know I'll lose my voice by then. Now I can't ignore getting regular 8 film this year. I think the shaft inside broke. It seems it's an issue. Oh, it broke. So it worked, but it's not spinning. Might be, I don't know if there's belts Or is it gears or a shaft? Angus/Dana not here yet. Wow, I know. He's usually first, second, or third. He may have something going on. I was going to show some films, some 620 film. We talked about it last week that KD had sent me. And she emailed me and said she's not going to be able to make it to today's stream. So just out of respect for her, I'm going to hold off. I have some other 620 film that I processed that's quite old that I want to show you. That's really pretty freaking cool. And we're going to have fun with it. But we'll get to that in just a bit also. Taping it in did nothing. It won't meter. Okay, so it may not be the holder then. There might be some issue inside. You sound like you got corrosion like that creeped into the wiring in their radios. Hi, Mike. Very goof, thanks. I know what you mean. Very good. You're talking about me being a very goof. Weird thing is, H8 has a Rex 1 serial number, but a flat bottom. Oh, that's right. You posted that is definitely not a Rex 1. I think Bolex Collector might be off on that one. We do have a, let's see, Matthew has the Super 8 cartridge pass around currently because I got an email from him to me and Dana. And I think he might be, is it number 3 now? So it was Angus, Jeffrey. Was it Angus, Jeffrey, Matthew? And then I think Matthew is going to send it to Mysterious. I believe that's the order so far on the pass around Super 8. Oh yeah, I sent you. Yeah, I responded to your email, Radios. I hope you got it. I sent you all my films I shot in the last couple of months coming your way. Yes. I got a Bell & Howell MS-45. Very clean. Powers up, but the motor does not work. Can't complain for $10. It's hard, though. It's hard. Even for $10, though, Jim, I have too many broken cameras. And there's not much you can do with them. I think I'm okay. Matthew's number 3. Good, yes. And look at Sean at Mysterious. He is ready. He is chomping at the bit. This is cool. It's kind of moving along pretty good, and I like that. I mean, I'd like it for a couple months to be done. That would be pretty awesome. So there's a couple things I want to say. Thank you, members. We had a really cool members-only live stream last Thursday, a couple hours long. And I put a movie projector right here, one that I don't use very often, a Shinon, and we projected a 200-foot Rose Parade film onto my little tabletop, whatchamahoosit, screen right here. And I used this camera right here. It was kind of set up. Ooh. Let's see. Wow. To focus in a little bit on the screen. And that was kind of fun. Yeah, it was fun seeing it projected. It didn't come out. I mean, it looked a lot better to me than it did to the members because they were looking at it through that. But it was cool. I guess I'll use a light meter wrap on the course. Yeah, and don't rely on it obviously being auto. Always click it off of auto radios and use your manual exposure. Those things are great at manually exposing film. Hey, there's CJ. How are you, buddy? Oh, happy Sunday. Jason says, is it worse for a film camera to sit for years like mine? Yeah, it's not good. It's definitely not good. The grease and the oil, it just dries up in there. It's like any electronic, these film cameras are so old now. I'm figuring out this Canon Rebel XS. This is my only Canon SLR. I shall. Will 1/30th it is. Yeah, you got it. You have to, you definitely have to manually expose. Yeah, your shutter, I think you think, yeah, the shutter speed you want to use is right around there. Yeah, 30th. That'll get you right around what you need to be. I think it's a 32nd in that range, so a 30th would be fine. Yeah. Yes. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. I got a new toy. Can you guys see this? First, I want to show this to you. I have shown this numerous times, and I want to show it one more time. I've made videos where I've shown this. You guys have seen that, right? That is, as you can see, the Morse G3 16 and 35 millimeter processing tank. And it's good for 16 and 35 millimeter film or regular 8 if it hasn't been sliced yet. And as you can see from the front of it there, it has this re-exposure. I'm backwards here. It has this re-exposure window right there. If you're doing reversal, take it off. And these are just kind of sitting on here. These are little beads that my daughters had for some art stuff, but they're perfect for the little spindles, but they'll fall off. And it has these really well-made metal reels. Do you guys remember this? And that's set for 16 millimeter, and you twist it and lift and click it. Now it's set for 35 millimeter. Which is really pretty cool, considering there isn't a whole lot of options for processing 35 millimeter film in 100-foot lengths. So I feel like that's a pretty decent option. You never learn the Morse. They're not hard to use. Actually, I'd say they're a lot easier to use than the Lomo tanks, but they're a lot more labor intensive, if that's the right word. I knew it. You knew it. I should have gone with the getting a Bentley. They never break. If they ever work, they never break. New Lomo tank. No, this is a Morse tank. I didn't get a new Lomo tank. I already have 3 Lomo tanks and then 2 of the 100-foot big kind of Lomo knockoff tanks and 2 3D printed spirals for that. So I'm experimenting, but I'm going to show you guys something in a minute. Mr. Morse G3, even in the mid-1980s, though Super 8 was dead, as many people bought video cameras around that time. Who would have thought the internet would help keep Super 8 alive in the 2020s? It's amazing, isn't it? I mean, thankfully, the internet has kind of boosted everything. It's been great. This one's in really good shape. Yes, I've had this one for quite a while. And I got the case for it, which is a military style case, at my local flea market. A guy was selling it. A little more than I wanted to pay for it, but it's made for the Morse G3, so it's perfect. Thrift shop. I posted on the film. Yes, Jeffrey. What you saw was an RK G3. That's not a Morse tank. I feel like the one you posted was the G3 tank made by the RK company. And I'm getting there. That's what I remember. Never learned Morse. They're really not that hard, Lyle. They're pretty easy to use. Kind of hard to get the chemicals in there. I use a funnel that's tilted a little bit sideways so you can get it in there quicker. Yeah, I know. Mike, I want to get to that at some point. Nicole has got me on a very strict schedule this year about keeping more consistent with videos and things that I really want to get out there. So, and we have a ledger and we have all this stuff, and it's being done as we speak, getting into all of this, making sure things are done on a more consistent schedule. So that's going to be one of them for sure. I'm learning about old Kodak developing tanks or developing kits from a different YouTuber, so I'm sort of getting it. Yeah, they're really cool. So, like I say, you guys have seen that tank. I've actually done it on live streams. I've played with it on regular videos. What did they want for that, Jeffrey? I don't remember what the price was. Hey, Butch is here. Phil of Pro 8mm may have been the one guy who first saved Super 8. Well, he was a big part of it, that's for sure. Last time I was at the shop, it was still there. And photosensitive paper. No worries. Hey, Sprocket's here. Good Easter night. How are you, bud? Glad to see you here, finally. So some info getting in my thick skull. Yeah, keep soaking it in. I have a post I tried on the Facebook page that's in limbo and pending from the... What? See, I need to get on that. I need to change that. I don't even know how, but I've noticed that, and I apologize for that, Lyle. I don't know why it's holding some up. I need to find the filter because I don't think that we're getting enough spam to worry about it right now. So, hey, David, without the internet, I would have never had the opportunity to learn analog film. Yeah, the internet has been monumental in getting the word out. That's for sure. Our own devices, video on them. Yeah, the one shown is silver grains. Looks very cool. All right. So with that, that's the G3 Morse. This is what I just got, Jeffrey. YouTube University. That is the RK G3, and if you probably can't really read it, but down there it says RK, and they're in Wisconsin, or were in Wisconsin. I think they're still around, but they don't do tanks anymore, processing tanks. They actually do, I want to say like packaging or something like that, materials. This thing's in really good condition for its age, and I know these are probably from the 70s and 80s, 70s, 60s, 70s, something like that. I don't know the exact dates. Built like a tank. So I had to talk, I had mentioned to the, I sent an email or a message to the seller online and kind of corrected him on this tank. And I have been watching these RK tanks for a long time. I think there was even a Lomo version of these G3 tanks, a Russian or USSR version. So I've been kind of looking out for these because they're very cool. And I'll tell you why. Something about white vinegar being a stop bath. I don't know if yeah, well, I mean, I guess you could. Acetic acid is what you want. So the seller had this listed as 8, 16, and 35 millimeter film developer, or 16 and 35, which is obviously incorrect. It's made for only 8 millimeter, or I guess Super 8, 8, and 16 millimeter. There are some differences. And the very first thing you're going to notice is, look at that. This is the front. There's no re-exposure. So you're not going to develop reversal film in this. I shouldn't say you're not going to. I guess you could figure out a way. Open it up at that point, re-expose it to light with a light down in there or something, but it's not made for developing reversal film. The second thing is it's not made for 35 millimeter film. You cannot use this for 35 millimeter film. And it's plastic inside. The reels are plastic. Can you see that? I like this little second camera here. See these? There is a metal spindle, but the reels, they're pretty heavy duty, but they're plastic. And it's very simple to figure out which one's which. That's 16 millimeter, and you can tell because that is 16 millimeters. You pull, it's just, there's a little spring snaps there on the side. You see the little nipples there? He said nipple. They push in and out, like boom, boom, boom. They're just, what do you call that? Pressure sensitive. And when you snap, this only fits on one way. There's a little groove, and you snap it in. Now, for Super 8, pull it apart, and you just turn it over. That's all you do. You find the little groove, snap it in, and there's Super 8. See that? what some people would call 8mm, but you don't develop 8mm film at 8mm width. You develop it at 16mm width. You guys know that. So that's it. You got 8 and 16. And you got to find the mark, snap it in. Now you're at 16mm. We're going to try to load this while I'm here. This, there's no doubt, I feel like this could be 3D printed. Maybe the whole thing, I'm not sure. So there's some differences. I'm going to show you as far as loading. I've never loaded this. I'm going to do this with you guys. I'm going to do it together as a family. But I'm going to show you. Let me just take the reels out of one reel out of this. So with these metal reels, which are really, really nice, stainless steel, I believe. So the metal reel, when you put your film in the side, it threads in. You see it go through the little, you'll see it in this little hole up here. This little snap lever up here, you pull it, and it snaps. And what that does is it locks your film inside here. Because when you're spooling from left to right spindles or reels, you don't want the film to pull out. You don't want it to just pop out of inside this reel, because then you got a real dungled mess on your hands. So you want it in there nice and snug like, and not pop out when you reach the end of the spool. And that's exactly what this clip does. It locks that film, it pushes against the film, and it sort of locks it in between the inside metal piece of this and the film itself. So with this, there's nothing in there. There's just a single little spindle in there. See this little spindle right here? It's sticking up. See that? All the way from the bottom. That's it. So your film gets fed in from this side, goes around, and then there's a spindle there. Well, I've never loaded one of these, but it's not that difficult to figure out that that spindle is there so that we can probably staple, was the original plan. An old roll of, I have this old test roll, blank. So you would just take your end and you would make a loop and staple it. And we're going to do that. We're going to staple this. Now you got to do all this in the dark, remember. So it might not be that easy to do in the dark. So we stapled. See there? I just stapled a loop. Now, at least that's how I think you're supposed to do it. That's how I think you're supposed to do it. Does that make sense to you guys? I know, Jeffrey, I'd like to get one. Howdy doody instead of heavy duty. Can't expose itself. That's true. I think there's a tall, deep version of the G3 for $400. There is, Mike, and it's got a motor on it too. But I think that's the Soviet version. So the price of that was $100. That's a really good price if it's in good shape, Jeffrey. That's about half of what I paid for this one. Now they have all the chems in the house in their small tank. Is anywhere near fair price, I'm going to do it. I'd love to get, I've been looking at 3D scanners. The problem is I just don't have any space for one. Has anyone actually ever used a Cinekodak titler? No, but I have one on my watch list. I want to get one, Sean. I want to get one and just mess with it because they're so neat looking. Yes, and I wonder about 3D plastic types and film chemicals. Imagine an auto-loading 16mm developing tank system. Yes, I imagine that every day, Mike. I wish. think I'm going to buy my movies from FPP. eBay has gotten sky high. Your film, you mean? Yeah. Yeah, eBay has gotten ridiculous. So here's my thing. I think, again, I've never done this with this particular tank. So do you keep it apart? Okay, we're in the dark, so we got to fidget with it. And you find the opening, the crease. I found it. It's nice. It's grooved right there. Can you see the groove? Groove is in the heart. So see the little groove? Yeah. So that I think you're able to see it in the dark or feel it. And you take your loop and you set it. I'm not looking. You set it and you follow around and you just hook it right over that. There it is. There it is. Right there. Now in the dark, we take this and we try to figure out where we're at. Why is it not working? There. I did it in the dark just now. So there, that's it. So it's locked in and it's not coming out. It's locked in because it's now looped around. It's looped around that little post in there. So from there, we actually only need one of these to start. So you take, I can't remember which way that goes, and you just set them in there like that. So that when this is wound, it's taking the film off of your reel like that. See there? So it's taking the film off the reel. So we're going to try that. We're going to try that real fast. Okay. I got that right. Now, obviously, you're only going to use one. Okay, so it is oriented correctly, facing me down the bottom, because on the top, it has the crank which direction. So as I spin, it's going to put all of my film on that side. We're going to do that for a minute. I can't remember how many rotations it takes. One thing I don't like already, this one kind of works. This thing spins. So in other words, you can hold tight on this side and it spins. This one's so tight. This top piece here, it doesn't really spin. So it's spin. Does that make sense? It's turning in your hand, and I don't like that. So we'll find a solution for that. Hey, is that Mike Rook? Picknet. Hey, Mike, I think that's you. Hey, Mike. I used the Morse tank with Ortho 16 film plus Safelite, a plastic tube with a V cut in it that goes over the top of the winding handles, plus drill and clutch. Oh, that's such a good idea. Like a tube with a section like this. So as you turn your drill, it spins that whole tube, right? That's brilliant. That's a great idea. I think the new old stock batch of them surfaced recently. They are super cheap and in mint condition. Of these, did I miss something? Has anyone ever actually used this? Oh, the Tylers. Yes, and they're not expensive. I like that. You're right, Sean. They're not expensive at all. Vintage Vibe, how are you? Thank you for being here. Sprocket says there's a guy on YouTube who is building an 8mm format camera that shoots a couple of rows. I saw that. That is wicked. That is wicked. It's right up your alley. We need you to build one for us. Am I getting close? It's getting close. I should have probably counted, the number of turns, but you can clearly see that it is working. I don't know if you can tell that there's a little bit of film still on the edge. See it on the edge right there? So we are getting there. We're going to get this, and then we're going to try to load it. We're going to keep cranking. And I'm going to see if I can feel a big difference when it's not pulling the film. Because right now it's very smooth. Very smooth. There it is. No more spinning over here. And you don't hear it. So that's it. Perfect. Then, in the dark, we have to take these out. Now you're done with this. And now we bring this one into play. See there? So, in the dark, that was a good song. Anybody like that song? Billy Squire. In the dark. All right, there goes that. So now we have two. Empty, full. So let's try. We're going to have to do the same thing on this side and staple. So we'll get a loop. Yes, all has to be done in the dark, or as somebody just mentioned, night vision goggles, which don't always work because some of them emit light. Not all of them. And if it's ortho film, that's fine. If it's red light. All right, so let's put that on there. Make sure we're all the way down flat. Find our sweet spot. Where is it? There it is. Now. I'm just wanting to make sure it's not going to easily pull. Oh, I mustn't. Did I not get it around the thing? Because it pulled away from it. I don't think I looped it completely around. There we go. Yeah, you got to make sure it loops around that post. And that one is, it's almost like it's bent. This post is bent. I hope it's not broken. I'm not going to mess with it too much because I don't want it to break. Maybe somebody re-glued it or something, but it's staying for now. And that's what's important. So now we have both of them ready to go. So you want the little hole in front of you there. Oh, I'm still on this camera. The little hole should be facing you because that's the front. And then I know. Hold on, let me switch because you guys can't see this. And then you just set them in. Straight in. Now in the Morse tank, it's got the little buffer wheel and the front has a little roller wheel here. There's a little roller wheel right in the front there that your film has to be in front of. Well, there's not one in this tank, so it's really irrelevant. So we're good. Now we just close it up. Close her up, lock it, and look at that. Now we can't turn that way because it's hitting the film. So we turn this way. Now, from my experience with the Morse tank, you want it to be, usually it takes about a minute and 10 seconds, minute and 20 seconds for me to go from one reel all the way to the other. I guess you could do it however the speed that you want, but that seemed to work for me. Just imagine your night vision. Just imagine you're having night vision goggles on, therefore you can see in the dark. I know. PLA and PETG filament is fine for, that's good to know. The tanks that I have, not tanks, but the reels that I have that Mike was talking about earlier that are right over here, I can't remember the filament that was used. I didn't print them. And I've used the 100-foot one a couple times and it worked just fine. The chemicals didn't hurt it at all. King, are you talking about Blaz and his Octo 35 thing? That might be it. From start to finish, how long does it take? And he's been moving on with that, Mike. I've seen some updates on that. How long does it take to process a roll of Super 8 film? In one of these, I don't know, Jim, but for me, it takes about, for black and white, from start to finish, it's It's hard to say to finish because the film has to sit and dry, but I would say an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. Does anybody else still close their eyes when working in the dark? I have no idea why I do that. I do sometimes, Super Cindy. I do it sometimes. I think just because, wow, it's dark in here. Not always, but I do find myself doing it. Lyle, that's a good question. And somebody was just saying I think, was it Mike, that they have a PVC pipe with a groove cut out in it and a drill attachment that spins it, which is a great idea. Can we open our eyes? Yes, with eBay cards, I can be sneakier. If I wanted to hear lectures, I'd watch a TED Talk. Or Dave Ramsey. A Dave Ramsey talk? He's isn't he the money guy? The finance guru. Have the flu, just woke up, to cough up a lung, going back to bed. Hey, Angus is here. Yes, go back to bed. We were talking about the Pass Around project earlier, and we were wondering about you. Don't hang out and watch a whole bunch of crazy strangers on the internet when you have the flu. Go to bed. Hope you feel better, buddy. I don't know what's safe with the red light or not. So orthochromatic film is not sensitive to the red in the light spectrum. So to some degree, you don't want to blast, like you don't want to put up a neon sign that's red in your bathroom or in your dark room. But to some degree, a certain amount of red safe light would be okay, and it wouldn't expose orthochromatic film. But with normal black and white panchromatic type films that's sensitive to all spectrums or all light spectrums, colors of light, then you don't want to use any light whatsoever. Is that K3 over your shoulder your regular 16 or Super 16? Where is my K3? That is my regular 16, Lyle. It works really good too, really well. I don't use it all that often anymore. I just thought of a funny story. I went into the local film store and showed them a couple of Polaroids, unexposed stuff that was ejected by a broken cam. I asked them if they could You're crazy. I can imagine what their faces look like. No one biting on all the pass around joke material. Well, did I miss it? No one biting on the pass around joke material. There's a lot going on there, isn't there? Hey, you know what I want to do? Let's see how many turns it takes. Right? It's going to be a minute. So there's 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm just going to tell you, we can't fast forward this because this is live. 22, 23, 24, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Why was I thinking 44? 41, 42, 43. I was way off. 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 1, 2, 63, 64, 65, 66, 70, Mike. Oh, we're going to be done in a second, I promise. 72. 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. I thought it said 129. Okay, stopped after 120, Mike. Riveting content as always. So that went to 129. I think it's going to be closer to around 130, 131. You have to shave. So, because now it's coming back to me. I think the 44 was when you're spooling 50-foot rolls of film or something like that. I can't remember. So roughly about 130 complete turns. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. But I honestly can't wait to try it. It's good for 100 feet. Now, my first thought was, this is going to be good for Super 8 because I have those 200-foot rolls of film from the, Pomona pack. And I only have to cut them in half, but I do have, let me move this out of the way. I do have, this is what I used for the other 100 feet. I never really ever had a way, and this is what Mike was talking about. I've never had a way to do 100 feet of Super 8 film, but look at this. This, speaking of 3D print, this was 3D printed for me. 0.75 seconds with a high-speed drill. This was that 3D printed spiral. This will do 100 feet of 16 or Super 8, or 8. 16 is the same as 8. But as you can see, there's Super 8 right there. The design is bad with this. I'm going to just tell you up front. This is not Jeffrey's design, the guy that printed it for me. It's the G-Now design. And they did it wrong. They should have designed it after the actual 100-foot spiral, not the Lomo 50-foot spiral. Because you make these, 3D print these also, which is the center spindle that goes in, but this is definitely not strong enough. Once this thing is full of 100 feet of 16 millimeter film, I've already broken one of these and glued it back together. This red one that he made me for this tank, he made me this red one, and I'm going to show you the weak link here. He made this red one, and now you see that's plastic glue. It's a special kind of glue that I got in there. This thing just snapped off because it's just not strong enough. That's heavy already. Those tanks are actually, or these spirals are actually pretty heavy. A lot heavier than the actual UPB-1As. This unscrews here. And honestly, I don't know why, because it was molded after the UPB-1A. UPB-1A, you can do 2 reels at once. With the G-Now, you can only do 1. You only need this to separate if you're doing 2 reels. If you're not, then you don't need it to separate. So this could have been just 1 piece, which might have made it stronger. I don't know. But that wouldn't have affected down here. So I've already broken one of them. I don't know how well that's going to hold up. But I can use... You can use the UPB-1A one on these as well. But they're just not, it's just not strong enough. And I actually broke one of them as well. The UPB-1A one, the actual tank one. Great little spirals. Polly's here. How are you, buddy? The pain of the Morse, it's slow erosion of your soul when you begin to question yourself. That is not a lie, my friend. They are painfully time consuming. You're right. And they take forever, and they're I mean, you feel stronger after you're done. It's such a time consuming process. In the G3, the Morse G3, I've done black and white film. I've done ECN2, which was really interesting because that has remjet on it. How do you get remjet off in one of these tanks? Well, if you watch the video, you'll see how I did it with a sponge inside the tank, taped to the little reel in there. And I've done E6 film in this as well, which works much, much better than ECN2, which was nearly impossible. Now, you could probably do ECN2 in it now if you got the new Kodak film. That's going to be interesting, because if you get the new Kodak Vision stock with the underlayment, right, instead of remjet, but why would you? Why, when you just use the Lomo tank? This does use less chemicals than the big Lomo tank. You can do 100 feet of 16 millimeter film with 1 liter of chemicals. It takes a minimum of 2 liters with the big Lomo-esque tanks. Minimum. You should behave when your dad is watching with you. Extra allowance money. Piper can turn the handles. Do that a few times and you become an expert. The film shot put Olympics. Farts should be made of stainless steel. They should. They should absolutely. Anything other than plastic. The plastic was just... These should be... I always felt like these should be aluminum CNC machined. This one is done really, really well, by the way. This is the one that Jeffrey did for me. Jeffrey Overby. He did this one as well. He sent this later, which is the smaller one, the UPB 1A version. And the beauty of this one is this actually fits in my actual tank. You can't use this in your tank, in your 100-foot tanks, because of the center spindle issue. It's a totally different design, so the lids don't fit down on it. But it's all right. I mean, I use Dollar Tree. I go to the Dollar Tree, the dollar store here, and I bought a bunch of oil pans, and that thing fits almost perfectly down into the bottom of one of those oil pans. And then I just fill 4 or 5 of those, depending on what I'm developing. And I just have to do it in the dark because you can't cover them. They had to be printed in 2 parts and laying on the side, and they should be strong enough. Oh, they have to be printed in 2 parts. Yeah, they got to do something different. It's just not working. Vintage Vibe Media. I modeled the bottom tank of the G3 and have an STL for it. I can send if interested. It's parts of many projects in motion. What is STL? STL, am I missing? You modeled the bottom tank of the G3 and have a... Is that the... What I don't have a 3D printer, is that's what you're asking. I wish I did. Is STL, is that the file type for 3D printing? I always think with 3D printed Lomos, someone should take the design to a metal 3D printer and get it done in 316. That would be awesome. I didn't know you could 3D print in metal, but that would be really awesome. I used to have a very, very skeleton crude machine shop. I wasn't really a machine shop, but with the company I owned for many, many years, I did a lot of metal work, and I did a lot of it myself. TIG welding and a bit of, Bridgeport work and lathe work. I'm kind of down to just a mini lathe and a mini mill and a couple of little things that I have left over from that business. But I had always felt like I should have gotten more into CNC, metal CNC. I did have a CNC machine many years ago. It was very basic, but I never really... I just feel like there's something there. I feel like you could probably do 400 feet in one of these spirals. I can print you one that is strong enough if you want to give it another try. Sprocket, are you talking about one of these? One of these little things here? If that's what you're talking about, I would gladly take another one. That'd be awesome. So I can't print the spirals I want, 100 feet. That's another thing. I haven't gotten a printer, because I want one that's big. And I don't have the space, but I get one of the small ones I could fit somewhere in here probably, but I want one that's got some beef to it that I can actually make some bigger items. I think that would be kind of fun, Is it standard thread on the spindle? Might be able to make a metal one. It is a, the funny thing is I bought this. It's funny you mention that, because this is just a knob screw. And I bought it just to test a couple of the thread sizes. I think it's 3/8/16. And I'll tell you, 1 second. Because this piece goes under and kind of locks in a little bit, goes under the spool. Yeah. So there it is right there. And this knob screw is a 3/8 16, whatever that pitch, 16 threads per inch, I think. But it's a 3/8 inch diameter by 16 threads per inch. I believe that's how they measure that. But I never, this isn't going to work. I have this in here just as a measuring tool. I can print lens caps all day long. There's nothing wrong with that. I love the new AHU Vision stock. Still haven't shot any yet. Have not shot any yet, Lyle, and I'm dying to. I just told my wife the other day I want to order some more stock direct from Kodak and give it a shot. Got me shooting color again. That's beautiful. Yeah, Mike. Okay, that's what it is. STL file. Yeah, that won't do me any good. Don't throw it out, because I will get a printer one of these days. I got to clean my garage out. I got a big old 2-car garage out there, and our cars are sitting in the driveway. When I cleaned out my shop, I owned it for about 18 years. I put a lot of stuff in storage, and then I finally said I'm tired of paying for my own stuff over and over again. So I took everything out of storage and put it in my garage. And then it's just kind of been sitting. A lot of my aluminum rods, and I built jibs and dollies and stuff for the movie business for years. Or video business, I should say. Production business. But I need to get all that cleaned out. If I'm not going to use it, I need to get rid of it. One of the films I'm sending is the Cat's Drugstore stuff, expired in 19... Yeah, don't hold me to any of that old stuff. Sometimes it just doesn't come out. Yeah, vintage, that's what I figured. Okay, the file to print. We have a metal 3D printer around the corner here. If I can get a proven design, STL/STL, happy to take it to them for a quote. That would be so freaking cool. Yeah. The key is rigidity on the bottom. Rigidity on the bottom. You know this. You develop film. While still being light enough. If you're going to spin it by a tiny spindle on top and not risk snapping it, it has to be rigid. Both layers have to be rigid. That's the problem with the 100-foot tank that I have that's in my garage now that I don't use much, is the bottom, it starts to bowl up on me like that. It's just not a very good design. But rigidity is key. Hey, there's Abel. How are you? Watch a guy develop old film in 36 degrees Fahrenheit, very cold, but fogging was almost non-visible in the... Yeah, I bet. 36 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeesh! On a non-motion picture matter, I bought a Voigtlander TLR. That's a good freaking camera. Finally, a medium format camera. I paid about $70, great price. It looked in bad shape, but after cleaning it works. Even long exposure and self-timer. Woohoo! Woohoo! My wife eating celery. Some was shot on the Debonair, Brownie Hawkeye, Ansco Flex 2, Brownie Star Meter, and Starflex 2. Yes, I was talking about the 3D printed spindle. I printed a lot of stuff and I learned how to make the print strong. Sprocket, if you're down with that, I would gladly take one. Just the 2 pieces. I think that's all I need. The 2 pieces. Yeah, because this broke. He did send me another one. I haven't really messed with it. But it just wasn't strong enough. So that's really, if you feel like doing it, I would graciously accept. But yeah, just these 2 pieces right here would be great. For the rest of the stuff, it's just spacers and, stuff like that. It's fine. And I have plenty of that. I like my very old Voigtlander Brilliant TLR. I still need a good medium format camera. I was talking to Mark, Mark's Photo about his. I think it was Mark. He has a good one that he said he would sell me, and I don't know, I'm still on the fence about when I can get one. But I really need one, because then I'm going to beg Mike to send me some of that 70mm 50D. Mine is Brilliant 2 from 1939. Nice King. Another new film company. Want to develop my own. Hey, there, this boy is here. I want to develop my own film, but it seems that there are some hurdles, particularly getting a tank. Well, once you cross those hurdles, once you get over that, it's smooth sailing, I can promise you that. It did take a while to figure out how to load these things, but I'm telling you, if you do it enough, and I've done it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, maybe 1,000, it's like, I mean, you could do it in your sleep. I have no real TLR, only Pursuit. The Brilliance is also, I wish, yeah, I think I have the, it's not a TLR, but I have my Holga, and then I do have, it needs to be repaired. I do have, where is it? My Rolleiflex TLR. It's nice, but it needs work. And then I have that other cheap, crappy one that scratches film. Plus all the jargonese and what it is. What is what? Film will never die. It's like the Lost Boys. And you will never die, but we must feed on film. Garage renovation. Filmboy24 studio and film lab. You know, I had talked about that with somebody. The only problem with that, I don't know if I just want to develop and process and scan film for people as a, I enjoy bringing it to you as opposed to constantly doing it, you know? Dave Knop is here. Yeah. Get that garage workshop back up and running. You know, Dave. Dave, did you go in my garage when you were here? I can't remember. I think we stayed in this tiny little office here. Dave was here at one point. He knows how tiny this house is. But my garage has got all my stuff in it still. At least my model. Oh, what did I miss? Okay, hold on. Oh, the pseudo TLR. Have you dared to shoot 35mm motion pic film, Mike? No, but I did have a Bell & Howell IMO at one point, and like a fool, I bought it for $100. Beautiful. Came with 3 lenses. And I sold it for a lot more than that, but I shouldn't have sold it. I should have kept it. I have never shot 35mm motion picture film. My buddy Travis has. He has an IMO, so I may have him come over and let's shoot some 100-foot rolls of 35mm, and let's try to develop it in the Morse. Looking for an opinion on 16 versus 35. Maybe it's just moral support to convince me to get one. We have tons of 35mm 100-foot bulk film, Fuji Superior. Wow, that's good film. Really good film. And good for you. I think there is a difference. I think there's quite a difference, to be honest. Yeah, a lot of difference. 16mm can look brilliant. Can look beautiful. Almost like 35, you know that, but 35 is gorgeous, man. Rigid bottom is the essence. Just saying. Yes, you're right. Contains errors. Some snaps contain errors. Superior Real 100 is my absolute favorite. 35. It's gorgeous. They just... Fuji made some of the most beautiful film stocks in the world until they decided not to anymore. Off talk, but in 2024, I sold my K3 and I'm thinking of getting a K2 or even a K1 because the bayonet mount lenses on them has the price so low around here. Anyone ever load those mags? You know who has? He's not here. I have not personally. Travis had one of those. The what is it, Alchemist? I can't remember his name. What's his name, Nicole? Do you remember? You guys know who Travis is. He's here most of the time, but it's weird because you load the magazine and put the magazine in, but then you got to still thread the film. I don't know. It's a little different, Lyle. It's a little bit weird to me. If I'm going to have to thread the film anyway, it feels weird to me to have to load the film into a magazine. I don't know. I'd rather just use the daylight spool because you can kind of do it in dim light anyway. Fine, we have the Superior 400 variant. Industrial bulk films. Just want to shoot them now. Yes, that's going to be beautiful film. All effects, TLRs are good, but prices only hurts looking at the. Yeah, I have one, and I got it at a garage sale with a whole bunch of other stuff, with a couple of Bolex 16 and 8mm cameras, and like a whole ton of lenses. But it was all in pretty bad shape, but I got it for a pretty good deal. So, but one of the cameras I got was that Rolleiflex, and it needs work. I did get a new mirror for it down in the bottom, but it needs the screws to kind of hold it in place, and needs the screws for the top, and yeah, it needs a few things. But one of these days, I'd like to mess with it, get it working again. Are we already over an hour? Guys, I am way, way behind. Way behind. Because I want to show you some stuff. Wait, this is supposed to be our 5-hour stream though, right? I want to show you guys a couple things. I know I'm going to miss some chats, and I apologize. If you asked an important question, please re-ask it. Please re-ask it. Yeah, the garage workshop back in the... Yeah, okay, I know, Dave. Oh, man. I want to show you guys some things, okay? So, Flying O, our good buddy Flying O, Mike, he asked a question, right? He asked a question during the members only video that I just posted. I think it was that one. But he asked, when was the first time you did the, you know, that stupid thing I do at the end of all my videos, right? And I responded with a, well, I'm just going to have to show you. So it prompted me. Why need film took up some time. It prompted me to do something kind of cool. I wanted to know what some of the ridiculous things, my isms, the firsts, right? So there's some firsts. My first see you on the next go around, my first good morning for noon, my first sprader. I don't even say sprader much anymore, but my wife talked me into the members only section being called my spraders. I wanted to be the 24 crew, but she said, nope, spraders, that's what it is, which is short for Super Raiders. I did that on a few videos, and then one other little thing that was goofy. But I put together a tiny little video. It's less than a minute long, that sort of gives you an insight to everything, the way I did things, the way it went down. So I want to show you, let me stop it. I want to show you my isms, all right? For 6-7. Okay, she's asleep. All right, so this is a little video that just gives you, and you're going to be lucky enough to see each and every one of them. I had to pull from the annals of the depth of the deepness to pull these videos. But like I say, the whole thing is less than a minute long. Check this out. You ready? Lights. So leave me a comment, and I'll see you on the next go around. Good morning, everybody. I am Mike at Filmboy24. Hello, my fellow spraders. My name is Mike at Filmboy24. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike at Filmboy24. Good morning, everybody. My name is Mike at Filmboy24. Filmboy24. It was fun throwing that together. I just wanted to put that together because it actually helped me get an understanding of when I started all of this stuff. It's just so ridiculous. Because then Nicole had that mug, that same mug that I use all the time that says good morning for evening on it. And she had somebody at her work likes doing the little, cut the letters out, the little cricket thingy, I think. And she made that little mug for me for, I don't remember, my birthday or something. I don't know. But so it got me thinking, like, when did I actually start with how ridiculous that is? When did I actually start doing it? So I did my digging. And, having done it the first time, good morning, afternoon, evening, on October 4th of 2020, but really never doing it again regularly for almost a year later. Anyway, 6, 7, first dad joke. Oh, I should have did that. Bigger negatives comes with medium format. I mean, the factor itself. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when I first did my first dad joke. I want the Polaroid shirt. Yes, I like that shirt. I have a couple of them now. July 2021, I got my first working camera. You built a legacy. Now defend it. Now defend it. Will it be on the box high def disc set? I just started downloading these live streams to my hard drive the other day. Just to have them, just so I don't lose them. I found a pic of myself wearing my sarcastic comment loading shirt. I love that shirt. So, okay, let's do a couple other things because there's some other things I want to show you guys. This, I was telling you, I wasn't going to do Katie's film because she's not here. And out of respect for her, I'm going to wait. I did develop this. This has been developed for quite a while, actually. I don't remember when I actually did the development. But this, we're all familiar with. This is old Kodak panchromatic film. It's just a good old black and white panchromatic or Verichrome panchromatic 620 medium format film. Now, here's the thing. I don't know where I got this. I have a lot, like I think I mentioned to the members, this bin right here is full of still film that's found film. Full to the top. There's 3 huge bagfuls of different formats and stuff. Somebody either sent it to me. I don't document my found still film the way that I do found movie film. I don't do it as well. So a lot of times I'll just have a roll and I'll develop it, and I don't know where I got it. I don't know how old it is. But there was 12 photos on it. They're right here. And I scanned them, and I want to show them to you in a handy dandy, nifty wifty little slideshow. Soon in the Filmboy24 merch area. Oh, one of these years. I ain't going to be upset if something doesn't come out. Okay, thank you, radios. Yes, nice 620 film. Now put it in the tank and show us how long it takes. Smart ass. How long it takes to spool it. Oh, I love you guys. All right, so here's the, this is pretty cool. This is Verichrome pan, 620 film. I'm going to say the 50s or 60s, 1950s, 1960s. You guys be the judge and tell me, and we'll talk about it right after it's done. Thank you, Lyle. See you, buddy. Look at that pop-up camper. Look at these cars. Did you guys already see the cars? Yeah, I think we saw the cars already. You know what? We're going to go backwards. I want to find those cars and tell me. Let's hit stop. And then let's go. there were some cars. Yeah, right there. Those cars, kind of. Then, I don't know if you guys can see it well. There is a license plate. I can't get the year on the plate, but it does say Michigan. I feel like, is that the plate? I can't tell. That's the plate right there. And it says Michigan on it, but on the far right side is where the date would be, so I'm not positive. But cool nonetheless. 60s. Yeah, it looks 60s. Nice little time capsule, right, Super Cine? The detail is amazing. Yeah, it came out a lot better than I thought it was going to. I have pretty good luck with this film, though, with this Verichrome pan. It comes out pretty darn good most of the time. Looks so much like West Virginia. Yeah, I know. That's old school there, though. I mean, it may have been West Virginia, to be honest. Just because they have a Michigan tag, I mean, I don't know where, that they are camping. And some of, like, the kids had the little bike. Is 620 smaller or larger than... It's actually the same. It's the same sprocket. It's the spool that's a little bit different. Yeah, okay. Lime just clarified that. Yes. Time capsule. Early 60s. All right, good. Great results. Age of film. We're thinking 1960s. I don't know. There's no edge code on these that I know of. The horse and the tree rock thing. Even the 126 I sent you. Yeah, that tent camper. Isn't that crazy? That's how you make a good sale. Same film, different spool. I know. Market different cameras, right? More differences. And I have one more fun thing I want to show you guys. It's a video. Nay, it's a film. It's this film. Do you guys remember those films we opened? They were sealed. They were sent to the family in the 70s, but the family never opened them. You remember that? I had 5 of them or 4 of them, and we opened them live, and we showed the one that I opened the following live stream, and the one I opened the week before, we showed it on this live stream. Well, this is one that was already open from that family. They were from Indiana, the Brewer family. And I just thought it was neat. I just wanted some clarification of exactly. Yeah, you guys remember those. It was more differenter. That's right. So I want some clarification. I don't know if Super Cine is still here. I think he is. Yeah, he's still here. Because he's over there. He's overseas. They say the pond? Over the pond? Yes, the Great Rome footage. So on here it says, well, I'm going to just show you guys. It's Buckingham Palace. Does it say Rye? I can read cursive, but I don't know if it says Rye. There's Super Cine. It does say Buckingham Palace, but I don't know what that first word is. Does that look like Rye to you guys? R-Y-E? I don't know. You know what's cool? My daughter, Piper, can read cursive. They actually are teaching it to her. So I scanned this film. You guys haven't seen this one. And I just want some clarification. It could be rye bread. Could be rye bread. Ooh, across the pond. That's right, CJ. That's right. Across ye old pond. All right, so let's look at the rye bread. This, my friends, is... I gotta find it. You don't need the isms. That was fun. That was fun to do, the isms. It's like 3 minutes long. You got your popcorn? Rye bread? All right, here we go. Lights. Yes, for you perf-verts, I left the perforation in this one. And I will say the film is kind of dumbed down a bit to 1080p. It's a very quick render for the stream, so it would play smoothly. Popcorn time. Yeah, they do sometimes. They do, radios. This one, not so much. There's a place called Rye in Camber Sands. Oh, so it may be the place, Rye. Okay. I'm just not. I've never been over there. I would love to go. I'm not familiar with these buildings. That hair. That hair. The bouffant. This would have been in the 1970s, of course. A lot of pointy buildings. You don't want to fall on those. I believe they all live in castles in England. That's what you think, right? I mean, it's beautiful. The architecture is insane over there. Yeah, it is pretty clean, isn't it? 1971. I don't know. Let me see if I can see when the yep, you're right, 71. You're absolutely right. If only buildings were made like, yeah, a lot of stuff. Old ferry. There's an old ferry. There's the guard. You all have castles. Now, is that the palace? That is Buckingham Palace. Okay. I'm in Ireland. We only have thatched roof cottages. Looks like Buckingham. Looks like it. Yes. It might be someone's house. I will buy more regular 8 film now. I got a Bolex H8. Yes, get some. Look at those cars. I can't get left. Big Ben. An English airplane. Malige. Pretty cool. I mean, I've never been there. Is that Aston Martin's? We all got a castle. We all get a castle each. You're getting a castle. You're getting a castle. We're up here with castles. We just long for a bungalow or something, Eddie Izzard. We all got castles. Oh, that's funny. Eddie Izzard is awesome. Lady Di was still, yeah, she was still around back then. 18 frames per second. Yes, that it is 18 frames per second. And you know, and radio's clarified for me, it was 1971. The film was manufactured in 71, but it also has a postmark on it when they sent it to Kodak of July 26 of 1971. So they would have likely shot it probably in July of 1971. I can't get left. You know that one, don't you, Super City? That is Kodachrome 2. Yes, radios. Good eye. The color pop. Kodachrome 2 was gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Whew. Kodachrome 2 was ASA 25, Lyndon. ASA, or yeah, ASA it would have been. There's a couple other films I wanted to show you. I didn't get a chance to scan them, but I do want to show them at some point. They're just goofy. They're fun, just like theme park type stuff that I'm going to get to. Maybe we'll do that next week. I'm not positive, but I got some cool videos. Like I say, we're more on a schedule now. So I have a video I'm working on now of that I am doing a compare video. It'll be my last video on the inexpensive, those little inexpensive scanners. I've kind of beat them to death. But I did promise in one of those videos that I was going to do a full comparison of all 4 that I own. That's being done today. In other words, I have to scan the same film from 4 different scanners. And then I'm going to show the results and compare the results of all 4 of them. That's going to be done today. It'll be, I don't remember when it's getting posted. It's on my ledger. It's on my journal. See, if I were in England, I would say it's on my journal. Is it a journal that you... Yeah, a diary. It's in my diary. We should go do... Wait. We should do what we did with the Commodore. We buy it and bring back Kodachrome. Yeah! How cool would it be to bring Kodachrome back? Was it 2540? Maybe it's because I'm thinking 25. Yeah, you might be right, Jim. Next member stream, scanning film. We could do that. We could do that for sure. Set up all 4 and feed the film from one to the other. Oh my God, can you imagine? And then the last one and the first one are the feed and the take up. Oh man. You know, it's funny. I wonder if that would work. You would have to, obviously the perforations, it would be easy to set that up. You just have to be able, I had to get my whole family involved and everybody has to hit start at the same time. You're right. It might actually be possible. Wow. For real. Mike Rook with the probably the idea of the day. Oh boy. That was loud. That's a neat idea. I wonder if that's possible. I'll be down for a Filmboy24 meetup this summer or fall. How about next stream you show us how long all your tanks take to spool? I hate you. A very long leader. Yeah, I guess a long leader would be great. You guys. Which side are we on? All right. So we have our deck of cards and we already did. So first person, pick a card, but it can't be one of these cards. Name a card, but it can't be one of these. Because we did these. I don't know what we're going to do when we get more and more. We'll do the first 2. All right, Jim says 8 of clubs. So we'll do 8 of clubs, and Jason says 10 of hearts. That was the first 2 that I see. 8 of clubs, 10 of hearts. If you guys don't want to stay for the dumb joke, yeah, I get it. You don't have to. I won't be offended. I don't get offended. All right, the 6 of sevens. All right, we'll do Jim's first. Jim said 8 of clubs. You ready for this one? Here's this for Jim. How do you make a tissue dance? You put a little boogie in it. 8 of clubs for Jim. Yeah, I know, Jason. Let's see if Jason's any better. You ready? Wait, Jason, don't you do stuff with computers? Oh, this one's really bad. I heard that on the Bicentennial Man in 1999. Well, okay, you ready for this? Why'd the computer go to the doctor? You guys know this. Because he had a virus. Wow, that one was really bad. Hopefully next week brings us even more hilarious dad jokes. Guys, I had a lot of fun. And the drum beat goes like this. I had a lot of fun. I enjoy the heck out of these live streams. Wouldn't do them without you. You know that. Have no intention of stopping. We have now done, counting the member streams, I've done 121 live streams. We didn't have Bonnie today, I just realized. 121 live streams. 122 will be next Sunday. Thank you, Mike. That's it. I got nothing else. I love you guys like family. I really do. I wouldn't do it without you, so I appreciate every single one of you. Peace out.